afternoon, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank the organization to invite me here to be here with you.
Microphone, please. It's not on, it's microphone.
Maybe I can turn it on.
Oh, you leave off. Yeah, you should be close.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, I'm from Syria, and now Syria is, having a very changes in Syria going on. But we witnessed a lot of atrocities in Syria during the 14 years of war. Started in 2011 till now. As I mentioned, I am a Kurdish from Afrin, which is in the northwest of Syria. My country has go through a lot of a big war. One of it in the northeast Syria, which is, I can mention, they show the map, the yellow color. This is the northeast Syria. It started with the attack of ISIS on our region with the city of Kobani, which is here in the north. And our forces, which called the Syrian Democratic Forces, could defeat ISIS with the partnership with the global coalition in counterterrorism. We did that beginning with the Kurdish units. They could start fighting ISIS very bravely. We paid 14,000 martyrs being killed while defeating ISIS. Then ISIS became in the other part of Syria, in Raqqa, in this area on the Euphrates River. We also could liberate Syria from the ISIS. But we have, a lot of atrocities with the women, and we have the sexual slaves for the women, as I mentioned. After this area, what we did, post-ISIS, our region, it has been really very destructive, all destroyed by ISIS. We have oil fields in the region, which have most of it destroyed by ISIS before leaving. And after we defeat ISIS, we have prisoners, about 12,000 fighters, very dangerous fighters of ISIS, still in the northeast Syria. It's under the control of Syrian Democratic Forces. And we have camp for the families of ISIS, children and families, women, all they are in the camp, about 35,000 of women and children in the camp, who are very radical ideology still, they are there. So both of these things, the facilities are threat to the whole Syria. We are managing, we are controlling it by our Syrian Democratic Forces. So post-ISIS, what happened? In the northeast Syria, we built our autonomous administration. Autonomous administration, which hold about a third of Syrian territory. We have 5 million people living in this yellow area. Multi-ethnic, Arabs, Kurd, Syriac Christians, Armenian, and so on. Multi-religions, Muslim, Sunni, Alawite, Yazidis, Christians, so on. But we never have any conflict among all these ethnicities or the religious minorities. We never. We come together in order to establish and to administrate our region together. So for that we always say autonomous administration of northeast Syria. It's not a Kurdish administration, because all the components of this area, they are working together. So what is this autonomous administration giving to the people? Providing service like water. During the war, I'm talking the very bad situation that we provide water, healthcare, electricity, and protection. Because we were under threat of ISIS and many radical groups attacking the region. As well as Turkey used to attack also from the north. But we could manage, we could protect our people in this region. And we could build our administration together. So, we in this area, we have come to a social contract. It is kind of constitution. Social contract for the 5 million people living there. All these components come together and they establish their social contract. What is it about? Social contract, maybe we can it is based on plurality, freedom of religions. As I mentioned, we have multi-religions, freedom of religions, equal gender. This is very main priorities for us in the administration. So, in the social contract, it is based on gender equality, ethnic equality. It's based on the government, approximately, it is, as I mentioned, 1/3 of Syrian, and protected by the Syrian Democratic Forces. Next, please. So, the administration, which is called here the Democratic Autonomous Administration of Northeast Syria, which is the AANES, it's made real change in Syria. It has been real change really in Syria. It has the most progressive social contract ever to be seen in all over Syria. So for that we have another, constitution in this area, in this part of Syria. So, this is we can talk about the social contract. 24 out of 113 articles mention women in our social contract. Then, the word woman is used 76 times in the documents. It shows that the equal gender is very essential for our region. Drafting committee includes 50% women, where the global average for the constitution reformed bodies is only 19%. We have 50% in our region. And you can see here the picture of the women, and in the council of the people here, most of them, we have 50% women participating in all the government. All the aspects of life in Northeast Syria. Next, please. So, here, we talk about the woman as a foundational to democracy. The leadership of women in Northeast Syria has opened the way for the intellectuals, the way for the social reasons, and the women become a really fundamental role and pillar in our system. In Article 78 in the social contract is how the women participate in the government. The women should participate 50% participation in the government. All the council in the administration, they have the women role there. So we have the women represented in all the people councils, from the bottom to the top, to the town council. In Article 51, guarantee the equality in the creation law. This is what I'm talking about. The women, they have to create the law, also to be participating in creating the law, not only men. So the creation of the law, especially the thing that affecting the women, they know what they need, they know what they have to do, so they are participating in that. In Article 111, this is the important self-defense. Self-defense is very important for the woman. It's a right, for the right of the woman and her duty. What does it mean, self-defense? That the woman will not accept anybody to protect her. She has to protect herself. For that, they are organizing themselves. They have their own military units. This is military units which is called Women Protection Units. Women Protection Units are the legitimate defense forces for the women to protect the society, and they organize themselves in the Syrian Democratic Forces. Syrian Democratic Forces, by the way, it's 100,000 soldiers, well equipped, well trained by the United States. That time because we were to defeat ISIS. But we have the women protection units as a military units in the Syrian Democratic Council. This is relating only to the women. They will not take their decision from any other part of the men or something like that, but they coordinated with them. So this is the social contract. Next, please. So, what does it look like here on the ground? When we are talking about all this system, on the ground, how can we make it? So, we have, look at this here, gender equality in the autonomous administration, governance in the government. Here you can see the three women. Two of them, they came here to Washington, D.C. They were in the political and a very high level, the political and diplomatic level. I'm in the middle. We were here in the Congress. They came and visited Washington, D.C. By the way, in this picture, you can see me here. The same day, I received my mother's death. I was here. I never see my mother for 8 years. And I was working the same day I received that she died. But I went to the Congress, and here I was working for my people and how can we promote democracy in Syria. Next, here, look at this. We have the co-chair system. Look at here, how beautiful. Men and men. In our system, we have the co-chair. In every institution, in every council, we have men and women. And the man and woman will be from different. For instance, for here, if the woman is Kurdish, the man will be from Arab. If the man here Arabs, maybe the woman from another ethnicity, like Syrian Christian, like here also. Here we have the government security service, which is like police, also men and men. Here also we have the Arab and the Kurdish. Here the Syriac and the Kurdish. So always we have both of them, and they are equal in responsibility, in working, in decision. We don't ignore anyone from them. So this is the co-chair system. Even in the democratic Islamic, here we have Islamic Council, also we have two, And Islam, they never, maybe they don't accept the word democracy. Because they say, no, it is shura. Shura, how they have to come, advise each other. But we have here democratic Islamic and also co-chair. So co-chair system, it is the guarantee that you have to guarantee the right of the woman in the society. Next, please. Here is also the municipalities here. Municipalities co-chair again. Some other picture. Okay. So here the co-chair of the Justice Council in Qamishli City. Qamishli City, it is here in one city in the Northeast Syria. So we have Justice Council. Even Justice Council, we have the Justice Council for women also. Justice Council for women. For that I say the women, they have to establish the law in order to protect their rights in the Constitution. Establishing the Women Council, Justice Council, We have the create women-led mediation centers. We have 70 centers for the women there. How it is working? Like means to deal with the domestic, for instance, violence. So these centers, they can provide solution for this, all the issues of the domestic violence, or I mean any woman or men, some have in the family they have problem, whatever. Guarantee the safe harbor for the women if they have any violence, which we have a special village, it is called Jinwa. It's only for women. The woman who lost her husband, she doesn't have any supporter, so we have this place, she can sit there, she can live, she can work. All the women, they are in this village. It is called Jinwa, that means the place of women. This is what we have. And we have the mandate autonomous women police forces, as I mentioned. We have the protection units that mean military, and we have the police. The women for the police, they are working also there. And this is to protect the women, and enforcing the law passed by the Women Justice Council. As I mentioned, we have Women Justice Council, they put some law, and this police, women police, they will, implement this, enforcing this law on that. So, let us see next. So here, Syrian Democratic Forces, I mentioned. We have men and women. They are protection units here. They prove themselves in defending all the people there. We can see in this picture here, co-chair of the Syrian Democratic Forces. The man, his name is General Mazloum. He is the very high level rank. He is the commander of the SDF, and he is always meeting with the Americans, with any people who wants to solve the problem, they will come to him. But he has his co-chair, co-commander, she is also with him here. So we have always the co-chair. Even in the military issues, they have to be there. Here, this one, they are Christians police in the region, because as mentioned, we have Christians. So then the Christian police is called Sotoro, and this is also, they played a very big role in the Christians area or in the Christian villages and cities. This is the Asaish, we call it. It is the police for the men and women also. Here the women, police communities defense. Please, next. So here we have over 70 centers in North and East Syria for the justice centers. 70 we have all over the area. So the one involving forced marriage, polygamy, underage marriage, which is very small people, and honor killings. This is very important for us. We are not accepting honor killings. They say, oh, it is by law. No, it has become like a crime, should be accountable for. And connected with a series of safe houses for the women, as I mentioned here, the village of the women, it's called Jinwar, which all are women. All are women in this. Their children and the women, they are building this village together. They are working in this village together. They are planting and making everything for themselves, and they are supported by the autonomous administration. Because most of them, they lost their, supported their husband and so on. Here one of them also, this woman. Next, please. So, this is an opportunity for the Syrian to have, how can we have such a model to be implemented in the other part of Syria? Unfortunately now, we have different government in Syria, which is very Islamic, radical ideology. And this is what we are very concerned about. They will not accept the woman participation in every aspect of life in the government. In the Syrian government now, they make the government cabinet 22 in the cabinet. One of them is woman. One of them is woman, and she is a Christian. Just as a show, they put her, and the other all they are men, very radical from their group, HTS. This is what we have. So women in the region now control the creation and enforcement of law that affected everyone in this in the region. So we want this model to be keep this model, not to lose it. And that's what now Damascus, they want us to integrate it with them. Integration, they want to come and control the area without any changes. I mean, we don't want that. They want to change everything, cancel everything, and say, okay, we are controlling it. That is what we are now, I mean, in dialogue with them. We are in negotiation with the Syrian government. Next, please. Okay, so what do we have threat now? What threat would we have? First, still we have the sleeper cells of ISIS. Still we have the attack of ISIS on our region. So that means still the extremist ideology is there. Number two, we have as I mentioned, the integration, the unification of Syria, how it would happen. Is Syrian government coming to control everything again and make it as whole Syria as a very ideologically as they want? Or we want to make like autonomous decentralized system in Syria so that guarantee all the rights of the women, equal genders, and all these things. We want freedom of religions. That's very important for us. Unfortunately, we are still in negotiation. The other one, as I mentioned, is Turkey, which is always threatening the region. If you did not integrate it in the government, they may attack us. This is what they are threatening us, So here we have the funeral of many SDF fighters with the lost by ISIS here in the region. As I mentioned, we have like 14,000 being, killed during the war of ISIS. So till now we don't have any certain vision of the future of Syria because of the government in Damascus. Till now, we are separate from Damascus, but we want to be as a part of Syria, but not as the Syrian government wants. We want to keep such a model. We want to keep the model of the equal gender. We want to keep the model of the religious freedom. We want to keep the model of plurality. That's what we want. Unfortunately, there is, till now, not a certain future for Syria, and this is what we are afraid. A negotiation with the government, with the can I say, with the help of United States, they are even in the negotiation. They are with us, with the French, with us, but still we want to keep such a model because it is a unique model, not only in Syria, in all over the Middle East. Is there any? Okay. So what lesson we get from this? Expert. We always say, oh, the system cannot change. No, the system, you can't change it because we change it. Within 10 years from 2011, 10 years we have the autonomous administration, we change it. We put some laws, we put some system, we put the women participation 50% in the society. Nobody has it here. So we can change it. The women, when participate in the government, they see themselves that role to promote the democracy as a whole. When you participate, the women in the government, rather than to be just advancing for their own interest. That is which is very important. The women participating in the military, as I mentioned, we have some forces in the SDF, would change the conservative opinion about the woman. Because always they say, oh, the woman, how can she fight? Yeah, She proved herself that she will be able to fight and protect herself, protect her society and all communities. Co-chair system and quotas are helpful for rapid change, so that what we need to have support in order to have this change lasting or be sustainable change. Women-led reconciliation and justice. As I mentioned, we have the Council and mediation centers. When they led this initiative, work on interpersonal and in the state level, not only in the personal level. Gender and equal co-chair system shifts political culture toward collaboration and cooperation together. This is very important for us. For that, we practice this for 10 years, more than 10 years. It works. It works and it's working now, so we need to keep it now. Anything else? Okay, so this is what we say, this is a unique opportunity in the region and in the world. Democratic Autonomous Administration of North and East Syria is an antidote to the religious extremism and sectarianism living in the region. We need to keep it for that. I don't know if there is anything else left. This is our contact if you want to contact us.
This is a very nice and a good, unique model you have. Hope you can keep it, because the new government coming up is totally opposite of
It's
what
opposite,
you were
yes.
talking about.
But we are working in dialogue so that we
Please,
can have
the
support.
floor.
Thank you.
The next speaker we have is Mr. Ramesh Jaipal. He will be talking on the systematic abuse of women.